Welcome back to the Richard Sherman Podcast and long-awaited guest, Nicholas John Bosa, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. How are you, brother?
I'm fantastic, dude. It's great to see you always. And this is my first podcast ever, so, you know, you must feel pretty special having me on.
I feel it deep in my heart, and I appreciate you so much.
If I'm doing it for anybody, it's you, buddy.
I really appreciate that. I love you, man. And I'm so proud of you. And you got the Defensive Rookie of the Year, your rookie year, and we knew that it was just a matter of time before you got Defensive Player of the Year. Did you have any inkling that it could be coming throughout the year? I mean, you were on fire for a long time. I think you went 10 straight.
Well, you know how seasons go. It's just that constant grind. You got to keep your stats going because that's probably the biggest thing that gets it. But I think once I got to mid-season and I was kind of leading in all the categories, and then we played the Dolphins, and I got a little breathing room, and then I had another one with a strip and a couple. So at that point, our team's good. Number one D. I'm like,
it's a good shot.
Might be something.
So it got to be crazy because obviously Joey being in the league for as long as he did, he helped you through Ohio State and your transition into the league. He had to be really proud of you and really happy. I saw he was at all the playoff games, man. That got to be really fun.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously his season didn't go as he wanted. He had an injury, and I'm just excited for him to be feeling better, and he's getting after it already. He's kind of at a different stage as me right now. He's ready to roll. He didn't have that season where he's back home. Let's relax. Let's go on the boat. Let's do this. He's. Wait, can I curse?
Yeah. No, don't bleep it.
I'm not going to hold it back then. But no, he's ready to roll. I'm kind of like holding myself back. Like, all right, I got to give myself some time here and enjoy it a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you've gone late into the year. What, 3 out of the 4?
Yeah, people don't realize I probably stacked year 5 on top of my career so far.
Right. That's what they don't get, man. Those playoff games. And then the intensity is crazier in the playoffs. That's another thing people don't get, man. And they just start learning what we get paid in the playoffs. And they're like, oh, my God, that's crazy. I'm like.
They're getting paid better.
You guys heard me talk about Game Time, the fastest growing ticket app in the U.S. If you're looking to get to an NBA or NHL game this week or even a concert, Game Time has amazing last-minute deals on tickets to all of these events. If I was looking to go to the Lakers, Warriors, I just go on the Game Time app for a fast and easy experience. No matter where you live, get out for some fun this week. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code Sherman for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account, enter the code Sherman, SHERMAN, for $20 off. Do it today. I've known you since you weren't saying anything. You were just, I mean, you were a leader by example. Your rookie year, you were just killing in a monster. And Joe.
Have I really changed though?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because they're saying you giving speeches before the game now. I said yes.
I guess a little bit. Kyle kind of thrust me into that position. I mean, when you have a C on your chest, you gotta speak up a little bit. And when you're a guy who people kind of look up to, it's hard for you to realize that you're in that position because you still feel like a young guy when there's so many established players on your team. But you kind of realize as more years go by and more rookie classes come in, people actually want to hear from you. They want to know what you do, how you go about your business. And it's cool to kind of be the leader a little bit.
A little bit. Unquestioned. Of course, they want to hear from you. You're one of the best on the team. You've led by example for a long time. And I just think it's really cool how you guys have grown together. You guys have grown up. Like you're talking about established guy. You are an established guy. I mean, it don't get more established than you now. You got the hardware. You've been to the big games. You played in the big games. You played well in the big games. How different has Kyle been since, obviously there's been some ups and downs, but it's still been success after success after success. And with Meek gone, are you expecting any big changes?
No, I don't. Whenever you have success like we've had, you're not going to fix what isn't broken. Obviously, there's things you got to tweak and you got to get better because the NFL is constantly evolving. But Kyle knows what's successful, what's got us here defensively. And he kind of told me before that whatever guys we're bringing in, they're going to talk to Coach Kasarik first, make sure that he spits some dip in their face before they hire him. But no, we're going to be attacking on D. We got dogs at every level, especially this year. I think Fred and Dre have taken another step, which is kind of scary.
Right.
And then we got Charvarius back there. E-Man will be back. So it's only up from here.
Tell the people, because I know how much he's meant to the team and to the defense, but tell the people how much Chris Kasarik has meant to your growth in like your time in the league.
Chris has been unbelievable. I think I've gotten the best of both worlds when it comes to D-line coaches. In college, I had Larry Johnson, who is by far the best technique development pass rush guy there is. And then once I got crafted into the player I was in college, I get to the NFL and I get Coach Kasarik, who's as good of a scheme teacher as there is with the scheme that he teaches, the attack scheme that we play that he got famous for in Detroit. So just having the scheme and the technique has kind of allowed me to get to these heights. And one more thing about Chris, people look at our D-line and it's really not it's not like the Philly D-line where you're looking at 6 Pro Bowlers, bunch of all pros, guys who have had 10 plus multiple years. Our D-line each year, obviously me and Eric, but each year it's if you looked at who was playing inside for us this year, you wouldn't, if you're just a casual fan, you'd have no idea. And they get into our scheme. Chris finds them, he brings them in, and he teaches them the scheme so well that they're just not thinking. Right. And they're just using because everybody's talented physically in the league. So they come in and they're performing as good as they have in their career, and they just want to stay here because it's a lot of fun just lunging into O-linemen's faces.
Especially in practice. I'm sure they hate it in practice.
Right. Gets them ready, though.
Right. For sure, gets them ready. Speaking of getting them ready, I remember when Trent first got there and how those conversations were. And, I'm sure those conversations are a lot different now.
My facial expression says it all. Damn Trent.
Damn Trent. Freaking gorilla.
Ballerina.
Right, ballerina. But how has he been? I mean, he's been amazing his whole career. He's finally getting the credit for the player he is and the person he is. But going against him all the time and the tips and the conversations you guys have, I mean, loves being a fly on that wall.
Yeah, no doubt. It's hard to look at the whole entirety of your career, but the fact that I've been able to go against Joe my rookie year and then Trent comes in the best ever, I think when I look back at my career 5 years from now, I'm going to be like, wow, I really got lucky with that. Not only lucky that he's not on the other team, but that I get to go against him. And Trent's one of my favorite dudes on the team. We get along really well. And he's just so competitive and always looking to get better. And I think people wouldn't think that if somebody's 34, however old he is, they probably think he just rolls in there, doesn't train, just does his thing. But he's always he's looking at me sometimes like, what is this young kid doing? I need to make sure I'm ready to roll, which he always is. But he's always looking for that extra edge. And I get down on myself throughout camp and the conversations we had. But when you really look at it, when you're going against somebody like that, it's worth all the stress that it brings because I want to be the best player on the team too. And it's kind of hard when he's on the team.
Well, a lot of people, that'd be a great debate right now against everybody, regular fans, 49er fans. Because you had the best year that you've had. And obviously you had the injury second year, screw New York turf. But being able to, take me through your mindset coming back from that and then not winning comeback player of the year and then coming back and getting defensive player of the year, deservedly so. How has that maturation and growth been throughout those years?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty crazy. It's wild to look back. It's been just about 2 years since I was rehabbing and going through all the bumps in the road that come along with rehab. But I've been through it too many times, and rookie year was unmatched. Just the team we had, the relationships we built, we felt destined to do it, and it didn't happen. But I'll always remember that year. Some of the guys that aren't here anymore, you, Buckner, DJ, all those boys.
Oh man,
just a great squad, and I didn't think it could get any better. And not that it's gotten better, it's gotten different and equally as good. But yeah, I mean, rookie year, I got pretty much everything thrown at me, and then you're on the highest of highs, and you just get shot down at the end, and then COVID, can't do anything all off season. It's just kind of depressing, weird. You roll into camp, and you're going against Trent. You're feeling the best you felt, and then boom, one play. Questioning your career, questioning football in general. I've had multiple injuries, and that was the worst one. Just damage-wise, I was down, and I was sitting in Joey's house in California, freaking painkillers, whatever you go through, and I felt like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. And from then on, once you realize, wait, this is what I do, I don't do anything else, then you just pour all that emotion and everything into the goals that you have. And you get to the point where I'm at now, and you win the award, and you realize, yeah, that award's great. That's unreal, but there's nothing that could touch the award that we all want, and that's the Lombardi. And yeah, I thought I'd get to that defensive player of the year and be satisfied. But I got to get a couple of rings like you, buddy.
Come on, hey, look, I should have a couple. I only got one.
Oh, shit,
we had it.
I thought you had two.
We did.
You don't have two?
No, you're good. We had to. We had our second. But now that you've tasted it, because it's crazy that you tasted the ultimate. Almost tasted the ultimate success, but you got to the big game. So it leaves like a hunger and a pull. Like, some people get satisfied. Some people are like, man, I made the Super Bowl. I won the Super Bowl. Cool. Like, you're not that built like that. You're going to get one, and it's going to feel like that defensive player of the year. You're going to celebrate, and then you're going to come off that and be like, why can't we do it again? I need this again. And that's the best. That's the best feeling, man. Is there any chance, you can tell your brother, hey, calm down. California, you're used to California taxes. Just come up north. Don't worry about finances. I mean, who's worried about?
Not him. Yeah. Well, I think Joey is definitely looking good financially, but I think him on the other side would be I think it might break the NFL. So
it would 100% break the NFL. So. Who gets to wear 97 at that point, though? Big Bear or Little Bear?
That's a good one. I think I've established myself in the Bay. So if he comes, he's wearing, or we could just double up. I don't know.
That'd be the first in history, but we'll petition the NFL. They'll be fine with it. It's a Bosa still. It's a Bosa. You don't have to do anything. But what do you think about these rule changes? Like, they're reviewing roughing the passer.
Is that happening?
That's what they're talking about it. They're voting on it. But even then, it's because then you're gonna get some questionable ones that weren't called, and then they're gonna be like, well, slow motion, the quarterback's head.
That's what I'm saying. You could tackle a quarterback so slow, and then they just freaking whip their head back, and it's like, whoa, let's tone it down.
It's like, I didn't need to.
This year, I lassoed him around the waist, and then I just kind of slung him, and his head just went whoosh. I'm like, no, please, don't pull.
No.
did a shrug. I was like, a shrug, but like, no, don't be hurt. But no, it's weird because like slow motion looks so different. Like that call in the Super Bowl, that was like questionable. I'd like to hear what you had to say about it. The holding at the end, I think it was on Juju.
Yeah.
Like in slow motion, yeah, you see it, but in live speed, like, is that enough for real to get a call? So that'll be kind of similar with that. I think it's pretty clear what they're trying to do. They just can't go outside of the rules. Like the one on Grady Jarrett, who on Brady, like that's come on. But the one I had in Seattle, like I understand I was low on his legs, but like I can't. Freaking
right.
It's hard, dude. You're freaking like foaming at the mouth to get to the quarterback, and then you get there and you just have to be like, "Oh, please sit down." And these dudes are freaking beasts, bro. I tried to knock down Jalen Hurts in the game, and he just freaking like knocked me off. I'm like freaking skipping on the ground. He's just running away.
What about when Eric hit Dak?
Oh God!
On the goal line, and then he just turned around.
Dude, he was so hurt in the tubs. like, bro, you could have had an iconic moment. You would have been like second in Niners all-time sacks playoffs. Right. I just kept piling it on, but
probably a safety or a touchdown.
People are like, oh, the NFL is getting soft. They're protecting too much people. I'm like, well, they're not protecting D linemen. That's for darn sure.
And that's what I was telling people. I was like, these safety meetings, they need to vote on chip blocks, because I'm like, when y'all are engaged with the tackle, like that's fight enough. And to have somebody just like blast you in the hip or the ribs, like.
Yeah, it's rough. And I mean, like blindside blocks are a penalty, but I could just be full sprint and get ear hold by a receiver. And that's, come on, Sherman.
Right. It's protect the offense, not the defense. But what offseason plans do you got other than getting paid? Because we're not going to talk too much about it. But listen to me. The cap is up.
Sure is. Trust me. But no, I'm just down here. I just got home, had my little fun couple vacations, Vegas. I was at the Super Bowl. But I mean, I live in a vacation spot.
Oh, nice. Is it on the water?
I'm on the beach. Joey's on the water. And he's right down the street, so it's best of both worlds. I got my boat down here, so we've been hitting that on the weekends. I mean, I get down here and I think I'm about to go crazy and do all this stuff, but I'm training on the weekdays, and my weekends are precious for sure in the off season. So I like to have fun on the weekends.
So who is going to end up as the greatest football family? Is it the Bosas? Is it the Watts? There's another one, the McCaffreys. Joey got to get a defensive player of the year, because then both of you guys will have one, because JJ just went crazy for like a span that was just insane. Yeah. But if he gets one, and then you or him get another one, and and I think we're going back to back. But who am I to predict that?
I think we have some work to do, no doubt. I mean, the Mannings, like, you're not catching the Mannings.
Yeah, you're not catching the Mannings. But they're non-quarterback defensive players.
No, we got some work to do. I think Joey's going to come in and have a big year this year, and we're going to be competing for it. So I'm excited. But it's just cool that we're here and we've reached our goals. But there's always more to reach.
It's always when you hit one, you just start shooting further. So I can't wait. The defense MVP of the Super Bowl, Nicholas John Bosa, is the next one with the trophy and all the extras. I can't wait.
You've been good at predicting so far. So I'm hoping you're got the crystal ball. And I see all these podcasts that they do all this editing and cutting out and make me look really interesting and funny and good. So I hope you got some good editing guys in the.
Oh, no question. We got the best. When you see it, you're gonna be like, Wait a minute. That was actually,
That's how it went? Really?
That's right. That's just all highlights.
That was a drawn out, long, boring conversation, no?
No. This has been awesome, man. I really appreciate you. I've been hoping to get you on, and I knew we wouldn't get you on unless we got Defensive Player of the Year, and it's been a blessing. And I hope this hasn't bored you too much, but I appreciate you as always.
No, it's been great, buddy. It's good to see you virtually. I wish I could give you a hug, but you're on the complete other side of the country, unfortunately. I heard you got a new place. You bought a new spot?
I got it renovated and stuff. I'll send you some pictures. It looks pretty good.
Nice. Family's good?
Family's really good. Been coaching second grade basketball, in 20 years when your career's over. Get into it. It's decent.
That's awesome, dude. Being a dad's got to be pretty cool.
It is. And look, being a dad of you and your brother has to be pretty cool. One day y'all need to sit down and have beers with him and talk to him about it. He going to write a book, him and your mom.
We'll have to get him on the pod next year.
Yes. When you enjoy our racing for Defensive Player of the Year, I'll have him on. Like, who you think gonna win it?
Put him in the real tough spot.
Right. All right, brother. You enjoy the rest of your day. I won't steal any more of it, but I really appreciate you and love you as always.
Love you, brother. It's good talking to you.
Good talking to you.